Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric, and we're going to play another game from our 1961 YASTRZEMSKI career replay. This is game number 8 of the season. I had to think of what replay I was on here. So game number 8 of the season, and game 4 of a 4-game series against the Chicago White Sox. The Red Sox have unfortunately dropped the first 3 games of the series. YASTRZEMSKI did not start yesterday, but he did come on and pinch hit. Was 0 for 1 on the day. So today we're going to continue with that series, game 2 of a doubleheader. See if they can salvage 1 game out of the 4 and get back to winning. So the Red Sox were 76 and 86 on the season, so we're not too far off from that. We're maybe a couple of wins below that. Maybe like a 4 and 5 would be about get to that pace. But anyway, we're just going to take it one day at a time here. So it's going to be Bob Shaw going for the Chicago White Sox against Billy Muffet for the playing so many teams here for the Boston Red Sox. So Bob Shaw on the mound. Let's take a look at his stats for the season. Bob Shaw was 12 and 14 in 1961 with. Okay, we have some interesting numbers here. As you can see, that ERA is very interesting there, 29,936. So let's see here. So we obviously get some kind of an error, some kind of shenanigans going on there. So let's take a look at it here. Let's take a look at, let's go to his, I don't know where else it might be. So anyway, 12 and 14. Actually, let me look at his stats on our game here. See if I can find it, because obviously it's not. His ERA is not that high. That's like Alan Rickley territory there. And I have to first find my Red Sox box score here. I don't know where it went. There it is right here. Baseball Reference. Alright, so Bob Shaw actually had to re-sign him to the team because he was not on the original White Sox roster, as he played more games with the Kansas City Athletics in 1961 than he did with the Chicago White Sox. So we'll look at his stats for both teams. For the Chicago White Sox, he was 3 and 4 with a 3.79 ERA. He pitched in 14 games, starting 10 of those. For the Kansas City Athletics, he was 9 and 10 with a 4.31 ERA. 26 games, 24 starts. His overall ERA for 1961, he was 12 and 14 with a 4.14 ERA. So that's what that should say, 4.14 ERA, not that 29,936. So obviously there's a programming issue there. But he pitched 222 in the third innings, 250 hits allowed, some more hits than innings pitched, 71 walks, and 91 strikeouts. So the Red Sox lineup against him is going to be Chuck Schilling, the second baseman. Gary Geiger, the center fielder, bats second. Vic Wertz is in the lineup today, batting third, playing first. Jackie Jensen, the right fielder, will bat cleanup. Pete Runnels is your third baseman, batting fifth. Behind the plate is Russ Nixon. YASTRZEMSKI back in the lineup at left field, will bat seventh. Batting eighth is Pumpsy Green, the shortstop, and on the mound, batting ninth, is Billy Muffet. So it's Minoso, Landis, and Smith in the outfield for the White Sox. Landis, the best fielder out of those. He's excellent range. Won't commit that many errors. Minoso will commit a few in left. Minoso and Smith are both average range. Martin, Aparicio, Fox, and Severs in the infield. Aparicio, the best infielder out of those, with a 5 range, so he'll get to just about everything. We'll commit a few errors, but not that many. Same thing with Martin. Martin is average range. Fox, average range, and only commits a few errors. Severs, same thing, but with below average range. And behind the plate is above average catcher, above average range with Lawler, who has an above average arm and will commit very few errors. Shaw on the mound is above average range and does commit a few errors. So alright, so that's your defensive lineup for the Chicago White Sox. So Shaw looks in for the sign from Lawler. Schilling steps into the box. Schilling comes in hitting .308 in the season with 3 runs scored. So Shaw gets the sign. Here's the windup and the pitch. Oh, and we have forgot to, as you can see here, we forgot to do our thing with our box score. We'll be right back, and we're gonna because it'll take a lot longer to play the game when it's like this because of the dice rolls. It's amazing. It adds like 15 or so minutes to the game. So we're gonna come back, and we're gonna give Schilling his single, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back to the action. Gary, and he's going to be caught stealing. So Schilling gets thrown out by Lawler. 1 down in the Red Sox first. So Geiger will line out to third for out number 1. I mean, out number 2.
Swing and a miss! Struck him out!
And once again, our volume is a bit high here, so we'll bring that down. All right, so next up will be Vic Wertz. Wertz did not play in the first game of the doubleheader. He's hitting just .133 on the season in 15 at-bats with a homer and an RBI. 2 runs scored. Here's the windup in the pitch by Shaw. Wertz is a lefty. And he'll fly out to center for out number 3. So the Red Sox can do nothing in the first, and after 1/2 inning, it's the Red Sox nothing in Chicago coming up. Billy Muffet takes the hill. Billy Muffet had a rough start, his first start. Only lasted 4 2/3 innings. ERA of no decision, ERA of 7.66. 9 hits allowed in those 4 2/3 innings with no walks and 2 strikeouts. In actuality, it was 3-11 with a 5.65 ERA. So the lineup for the hometown Chicago White Sox, looking to sweep the Red Sox today, is Luis Aparicio, the shortstop, bats first. Nellie Fox is your second baseman, batting second. Center fielder Jim Landis bats third. Roy Sievers is your first baseman, batting cleanup. Vinny Minoso, the left fielder, bats fifth. Al Smith is your right fielder, batting sixth. Third baseman is J.C. Martin. Batting eighth is Sherm Lawler behind the plate. And on the mound, batting ninth is Bob Shaw. So I believe that's the same lineup as is within the first game of the doubleheader, other than Shaw. That's a Muffet. Billy Muffet will face Aparicio. Aparicio comes in, he hit .272 in the season with 6 homers and 45 runs batted in. And again, we're not playing all the White Sox games, so this year's stats are not going to be accurate as of what he's done so far in the season, as we've played only, I think, 3 White Sox games, possibly 4. This being the 5th then. I think I did play another White Sox versus somebody else game from opening day or close to it. So 3-6. So that's going to be a 3-5. So it's going to be a ground ball to short. Greens upward over to Wertz for out number 1. That's how the White Sox will start. Nellie Fox up now. Fox hit .251 with 2 homers and 51 runs batted in. Here's the pitch by Shaw. And he'll line up to first for out number 2. So 2 quick outs in the Chicago first. Brings up Jim Landis. Landis hit .283 with 22 homers and 85 runs batted in. And a possible error on this play, so see what's going to happen here. And it's going to be a fly out. And Jensen is above average fielding. And only commits 15% chance on that roll. So it would have had to have been a 1 through 3. And it's a 6, so no error. So ahead to the top of the second. No score. Red Sox will have Jensen Runnels, and Nixon if anybody gets on Yastrzemski. So Jensen comes in hitting .280 with 5 runs batted in. And he'll ground out the Fox for out number 1. So that'll bring up Pete Runnels, who homered yesterday. His first home run of the season. Hitting .333 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. And he'll fly out to right for out number 2. So 2 outs in the Red Sox second. Brings up Russ Nixon. Catcher's hitting just .182 in 11 at-bats. So 2 for his first 11. That's an error, possible throw here. And no throw on that one as it hits to the outfield. And the Red Sox go in order in the second. So ahead to the bottom of the second, no score. Severs, Minoso, and Smith will be up for the White Sox against Muffet. Severs hit .295 in 1961 with 27 home runs and 92 runs batted in. And Green's going to make a great play. Fires over to Wirtz for out number 1. So excellent just to even get to that ball. But he also is able to follow through and throw him out. So Minoso up now. Minoso, I believe he homered yesterday too. I know he definitely homered in the series at one point. He's a .280 hitter with 14 homers and 82 runs batted in 1961. And he'll crack a double to center field. So, man in scoring position with 1 down for the White Sox. For Al Smith, I know he homered yesterday. He homered to put the White Sox on the board yesterday, scoring their first 2 runs on a 2-run shot. He hit .278 for the season with 28 homers and 93 runs batted in.
Popped him up.
And he'll ground out, fly out to center for out number 2. So 2 down and nobody on base for J.C. Martin. Martin, a .230 hitter with 5 homers and 32 runs batted in on the season. And he'll fly out to right. And that'll do it for the White Sox in the second. So ahead to the third, bottom third of the Red Sox order, Yastrzemski, Green, and Muffet. Yastrzemski comes in hitting .208. Still looking for his first homer and RBI. Has scored 3 runs. See what Yastrzemski can do against Shaw here. Shaw looks in for the sign. He has the windup in the pitch. Does not strike out. But he'll ground out to second. So Yastrzemski's struggles continue as he grounds out the Fox at second. So that'll bring up Shaw. Pumpsy Green. Pumpsy Green hitting .231 in the season with 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. He's also stolen a base. And he'll line up the first for out number 2. That'll bring the pitcher Muffet up. Muffet 0 for 2 so far in the season. .217 hitter with a homer and 2 runs batted in the actual season. And it's going to be an error check here possibly. And it will, so it's ground ball. And Aparicio gets in front of it and throws him out. So the first time through the lineup, Shaw retires the Red Sox in order. Red Sox still looking for their first base runner. So that'll bring up Sherm Lawler. Catcher hit .282 and 7 homers and 41 runs batted in. Muffet looks in for the sign from Nixon. Here's the windup in the pitch. It's going to be a Comiskey Park ballpark check. And he'll ground back to Muffet. Throws over to Wirtz for out number 1. So that brings up Bob Shaw. Shaw getting his first at bat of the season. If it winds up and delivers, and he'll strike him out. Alrighty, sorry for that little glitch there. We had I actually Aparicio reached on a single, and then he got thrown out. Nixon threw the ball in the center field on an error on an attempted stolen base, and I accidentally clicked the error thing before I clicked the stolen base, so it kind of messes up with inside pitch. So I'm going to try to duplicate that now. So that's why I saw a little glitch there. So anyway, it was a base hit. So he got on. Actually, it was a ballpark check he got on, and then it was a hit. I think it was. I'm not sure which one of these it was. I think it was this one. So he reached there, and then he was asked to steal. It had a thing to steal, so we had him steal. And the roll here ended up being I'm going to try to hit this again. It was a 1 or 2 that he rolled there, so I'll try to duplicate that. There we go. And this was it. Runner safe and check for error. So now we were supposed to hit stolen base right here, and then hit the error. So alright, so we're back on track now. So alright, so 2 outs and a runner on third now. Aparicio at third for Nelly Fox. Fox 0 for 1 in the day. And he'll ground out to second to end the inning. So after 3 full, no score, the Red Sox come up to bat. Top of the order, Schilling, Geiger, and Wirtz. Schilling 1 for 1 in the day. And that'll be a ground out to first for out number 1. So now batting is Gary Geiger. Geiger 0 for 1 in the day. Red Sox have managed just 1 hit off of Shaw so far. However, Gary Geiger is going to do the second one, and he's going to go yard. So thank you, Chris Berman, as Geiger goes deep. His first home run of the season. And he puts the Red Sox on top 1-0. Next up, Dick Wirtz. Wirtz is a home run threat. Except he'll walk this time. So Shaw was very careful with Wirtz and ends up walking him. So 1 out now. The runner on first for Jensen. Jensen 0 for 1. And that'll be a fly out to center for out number 2. So Pete Runnels 0 for 1 today so far. And he'll line out back to Shaw for out number 3. But the Red Sox score 1 on the solo home run by Gary Geiger and lead at 1-0 after 3.5. So Muffet back on the hill with a lead. As you can, I don't know if you can hear our snowplows out there fixing the roads after the blizzard. So it's going to be a 2-1. So it's going to be a ballpark, Comiskey Park check on Landis, who's 0 for 1. Grounds out to second for out number 1. Going to be up Roy Sievers now, 0 for 1. It's going to be a range play on the second baseman. And Schilling will not be able to get to it as it falls harmlessly in right field. He picks it up and throws it back in. So 1 out base runner as Sievers reaches on the blue pip. So Muffet will throw to first as Sievers gets back safely. Then I'll bring up Minoso. Minoso doubled his first time up. And he'll double again as Seavers will score. And we're tied. Just like that, we're tied at 1. And Minoso will advance to third on the throw. So, go ahead run, only 90 feet away. Still only 1 down here. The Red Sox will bring the infield in. So to bring up Al Smith, who homered yesterday, he's 0 for 1 today. Red Sox try for a play at the plate on any. Oh, this cannot be good though. Oh, thankfully it's a high roll here, so just the ball as Nixon is able to block it. And it's going to be a line out to Schilling, and he's going to double up Minoso at third. And thankfully there's no error on the play. Interesting sound effects there. But, so that's it for the White Sox. But they do score a run. And it's 1-1 going into the 5th now, as they quickly get the run back. So Russ Nixon up now, 0 for 1 on the day. Foul ball. Oh, he does not draw the walk on a plus there. And he flies out to Minoso and left for out number 1. That'll bring up YASTRZEMSKI, 0 for 1 on the day. And he's going to ground out to short after he shot with it over to Seavers for out number 2. So 2 gone in the Red Sox 5th. Brings up Pumpsy Green. Hitless in 1 at bat. And nope, not a base hit there. He will get a base hit off of his own card. So 2-out base runner. So it'll be up to Muffet. The Red Sox are going to extend the inning. 0 for 1 on the day. And he'll ground out to short to end the inning. So the Red Sox can do nothing in the top of the 5th. And we head to the bottom of the 5th with the score tied at 1. It'll be Martin, Lawler, and Shaw, the bottom third of the order, up against Muffet. Martin 0 for 1 on the day. And he'll draw a walk. So leadoff runner is on for the White Sox. Go ahead run. That brings up Lawler 0 for 1. And Lawler is going to get a hold of one here and take Muffet yard. So Sherman Lawler hits a 2-run home run. Those walks come back to bite you. So Lawler with his first homer of this year puts the White Sox on top 3-1. So after a quiet first 3 innings, all of a sudden, the last 2 innings, inning and a half has been a run in at least every inning, every half inning. Alright, so that'll bring up Bob Shaw, the pitcher. Struck out his first time up. And he'll ground the short for out number 1. Aparicio 1 for 2 on the day. And he was thrown out trying to steal. Actually, he was not thrown out trying to steal. He actually stole the base and advanced to third on the throwing error by Nixon. And he grounds out to Green for out number 2. So 2 outs and the base is empty for Fox. 0 for 2 on the day. And he will ground out to second for out number 3. So we head to the top of the 6th with the Red Sox down by 2. Shaw with the lead once again. Well, actually, for the first time today with the lead. And Schilling fouls him off. And he'll ground out to Aparicio for out number 1. Gonna bring up Geiger. Put the Red Sox on the board with a solo home run his last time up. And this time he flies out to right for out number 2. So 2 outs now for Wirtz, 0 for 1 with a walk. And he'll fly out to Minoso in left, and that'll do it for the Red Sox as they go in order in the 5th. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th with the White Sox up 3-1 over the Red Sox. Landis leads it off. 0 for 2 on the day. And he'll lead it off with a base hit. So Landis on with a leadoff single from the 6th. As action is in the Red Sox bullpen.
Out!
So the receivers, 1 for 2 with the run scored. And Muffet will get him. So 1 gone in the 6th with a runner on first. It looks like Dave Hillman is up and throwing along with Borland. So Muffet will throw over to first. And Landis is back safely. And it's going to be a ground at a second. And it looks like the only play is going to be to first. No, second as they get the lead runner. But are unable to get Minoso on the return throw. So Minoso will be on with a fielder's choice with 2 down. Al Smith's 0 for 2 today.
He struck him out.
And it's possible error on the throw here. And it's going to be a single for Smith. So Runnels will come home. I'm sorry, Runnels is the third base. So Minoso will advance to second. He'll stop there. So runners on first and second. So the White Sox have a little rally going here in the bottom of the 6th. Already up by 2. J.C. Martin walked and scored his last time up. And it's possible error on a throw here. And it's going to be an error on Green as he throws it away. That will load the bases with 2 down. As Nixon goes out the top to Muffet. So Shermwell 1 for 2 with a homer. 2 runs batted in. It's probably going to be the last batter, regardless, for Muffet. Oh no. Thankfully that's above an 11, so it's not going to be a home run. And it'll be a ground out to third to end the inning. So the score remains 3-1 as we head to the 7th. Jensen, Runnels, and Nixon. Everybody gets on YASTRZEMSKI. Red Sox managing just 3 hits off a shot and 1 run. The only damage, a solo home run by Geiger.
Deep in the hole, tough.
It's going to be a 1-6, so... Oh.
Let that ball get by him.
And that'll be a base hit. So a good start for the Red Sox in the 7th as Jensen gets on in a single. So that brings up Runnels representing the tying run. Runnels 0 for 2 on the day. Oh. Getting those home run rolls, just getting the wrong splits on him.
Remember to get your copy of the souvenir program.
And he's going to hit into a 6-4-3 double play. So I'll empty the bases now for Nixon, 0 for 2. So the Red Sox unable to generate much offense today. And that'll be a base hit. So 2-out base runner for the Red Sox. That'll bring up YASTRZEMSKI 0 for 2. YASTRZEMSKI represents the tying run here. And this could be an error. We'll take him any way we can get him. You know, it's going to be a line out to second, and that'll do it. So we head to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time here in Chicago. White Sox leading over the Red Sox 3-1. And that's going to be it from Muffet. So Muffet will be taken out.
Ball get by him.
And we're going to bring in Dave Hellman. Dave Hellman comes in to relieve Muffet. So Muffet allowed 3 runs on 7 hits. And can lose it, but cannot win it. So Hellman comes in.
You're out.
2 innings pitched with a 4.50 ERA. No decisions so far. 4 hits allowed. And no walks or strikeouts. So Bob Shaw will lead it off. Shaw 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Let's just check and see how much gas he's got left in him. Yeah, he's got quite a bit, so we'll leave him in. He did actually pitch a complete game, allowing just 1 run on 9 hits for the victory. And Shaw will fly out to right for out number 1. Brings up top of the order Aparicio, 1 for 3. And he'll draw a walk. So 1 out base runner for the White Sox. And Fox is going to be called upon to sacrifice. Fox an above average bunter. And that'll be successful. So Fox is able to get Aparicio in scoring position now with 2 down. For Jim Landis, 1 for 3 on the day. A possible error here. And that is going to be a triple. And Aparicio will score. And the White Sox increase their lead to 4-1 now. On the RBI triple by Landis. So that'll bring up Seavers 1 for 3 with a run scored. And he'll ground out to short. And that'll do it for White Sox in the 7th. But they tack on another run. And after 7 full, lead at 4-1. So the Red Sox in danger of getting swept if they don't come from behind today. And falling to 2 and 6. Green up now. 1 for 2 on the day. And he'll ground out to second. And Hillman will be lifted to a pinch hitter. And it looks like it's going to be, whoops, YASTRZEMSKI. Alright, let's see here. So the Red Sox used, it's like just Jim Pagliarone and Lou Clinton. Pagliarone came on as a pinch hitter for the pitcher, so I think we're going to have Pags come in and pinch hit here. Pagliarone comes on the pinch hit. 294 in the season with a homer and 4 runs batted in. He homered in the last game. And he's going to strike out. So 2 outs now. Top of the order, Schilling, 1 for 3. And he grounds out to short. And that'll do it for the Red Sox as they can get no closer. So, actually, Tom Borland is not available. He's not even on the inside pitch game, I believe. He only pitched one inning, and this is it, in 1961, so he did not even get a card. And normally, inside pitch gets everything, but for some reason this guy is nowhere to be found. So Tom Borland, who pitched an inning, is not available and he only pitched for the Red Sox into 1961, so he wouldn't be on any other team. So he's not available, so we're going to have to find somebody else here. So, let's see, no, not Ted Wills. We're going to go with a... I guess we'll go with Galen Cisco. So Galen Cisco will come in the pitch. He's pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, walked 4. So he'll come on to try to keep it a 3-run game. And he flies out to Jensen for out number 1. Al Smith up now, 1 for 3. And Green's not going to be able to get to this one. And it'll be a single for Smith. Smith with his second hit of the day. Brings up J.C. Martin. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And he's going to hit into a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So the Red Sox down to the last 3 outs. We'll send up Geiger, Wirtz, and Jensen if everybody gets on Runnels. Red Sox need to score 3 in order to keep this game going. So Shaw in there to try to get a complete game, as he did in the actual game. And he's going to strike out Geiger. So he's 1 out closer to that. Brings up Vic Wirtz. 0 for 2 with a walk. And he'll fly out to the left. So Red Sox down to their last out with Jackie Jensen. 1 for 3. And it's going to be a range play. And it's going to be, it's going to be a single though. And Landis unable to get to it. So Runnels is on with a base hit. So the inning continues and the game continues. Jensen on the base hit. That'll be Pete Runnels, 0 for 3 on the day. And he'll fly out to Smith and right, and the White Sox will sweep the Red Sox by a score of 4-1 today as they win both ends of a doubleheader. And they win the other 2 games, and the Red Sox are currently on at least a 4 games losing streak. So their record will fall to 2-6 after these fireworks get done. Yeah, the Red Sox fall to 2-6. The White Sox, so far, undefeated. Of course, they've only played 5 games. Again, we haven't played all the White Sox games. So let's take a look at the box score. Let's see what we got here. So, Bob Shaw gets a complete game with allowing only 6 hits and 1 run. Like we said before, he pitched a complete game on 9 hits and 1 run in the actual game. And just for the heck of it, let's just see how many strikeouts he had. So he had no walks and 4 strikeouts, so pretty close. He had 1 walk and 2 strikeouts in this one. And this game, Geiger was responsible for the only one with a homer. For the Red Sox, Billy Muffet takes the loss 0-1, 6 innings pitched, 7 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. And he also surrendered a home run to Sherm Lawler, a 2-run shot. Hillman came in and pitched an inning, giving up a run. And Cisco pitched an inning, allowing just 1 hit. So the White Sox lineup. Aparicio 1 for 3 with a run scored, also walked once. Nellie Fox is 0 for 3. Jim Landis 2 for 4 with an RBI, which included a triple for that RBI. Roy Sievers 1 for 4 with a run scored. Minnie Minoso 2 for 4 with an RBI and had 2 doubles. Al Smith 2 for 4. J.C. Martin 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. Sherm Lawler 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. Also, his first home run of the year. And Bob Shaw 0 for 3. For the Red Sox, Chuck Schilling was 1 for 4. Gary Geiger was 1 for 4 with a solo home run. Vic Wertz was 0 for 3. Jackie Jensen, 2 for 4. Pete Reynolds, 0 for 4. Ross Nixon, 1 for 3. Kai Yastrzemski, 0 for 3. His average now dipped to 185. So Yastrzemski is struggling. Pumpsy Green, 1 for 3. Billy Muffet, 0 for 2. And Jim Pagaroni came on the pinch hit and struck out. So that is it. As the Boston Red Sox fall to the Chicago White Sox. And their record is now 2-6 on the season. So we'll start a new series. It's someone else. So stay tuned for game number 9 of Kai Yastrzemski's rookie season of the 1961 Red Sox. So take care and God bless. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.